You're part of the morning majority. The Grandy Group. Fred Grandy, Brian Neiman on 630 WMAL.
6:37 on the Grandy Group. Coming up 1 hour from now, Amy Chua. Remember her? Tiger Mom.
Tiger Mom, sure.
Very controversial. We'll talk with her about an hour from now. Dave Camp, Republican from Michigan, will join us at the start of the 8 o'clock hour. And Larry Kudlow, of course, host of the Kudlow Report. What?
Dave Camp happens to be the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee.
Right.
Okay.
He's that, too. He's also a Republican from Michigan.
That's right, but there's some added value in being the head of all of the taxes and tax law that's written. Call me crazy. I'm myself a former member of the Ways and Means Committee.
Crazy.
Anyway, as the dominoes continue to fall in the Middle East, obviously we're focused on Libya. Previous to that, it was Egypt. We are also looking perhaps at Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. But what about Jordan? That's been at least I thought, a fairly stable country in all of this, to the degree that I was confident enough to send my own daughter to Amman this summer. Then I found Jonathan Schanzer's piece, Jonathan Schanzer, the vice president of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, who last week wrote a piece called The Muslim Brotherhood in Jordan. I said, better talk to Jonathan about this. He joins us now. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so how much do we have to worry about the influence of the Muslim Brotherhood on King Abdullah II? Because I thought he had pretty much found a happy balance between a secular government and religious freedom. Wrong?
Wrong,
okay.
But not entirely. The Muslim Brotherhood in Jordan, known as the Islamic Action Front, has always operated as the loyal opposition. It's been around since the 1950s, and really up until the 1980s, the Brotherhood and the Kingdom, I think, found a nice way of cooperating. Since the 80s, it's gotten a little bit more uncomfortable, and the king has invited the Brotherhood to engage in democracy, but has always rigged it such that the Brotherhood would never have enough power to truly mount a challenge.
Well, isn't that similar to what Mubarak was doing in Egypt when the Muslim Brotherhood won some seats in the parliament?
Well, the Brotherhood was actually a banned political organization in Egypt.
Yeah.
Here, the Brotherhood was allowed to create its own party and truly took part in the process. But actually, after 1989, when the Brotherhood won more seats than the king was happy with, he changed the election laws to ensure that they would never pass a certain threshold.
So my guess is they want to change that back now.
That's exactly what they're asking for. And the fear is that if this is truly a representative government, I believe that the Brotherhood will get a majority in the parliament, and then you will have effectively a standoff between the king and the Islamic Action Front, and up on the chopping block will be the peace treaty with Israel, trade with the United States, Sharia law, all the things that would make us here in the United States very nervous.
Right. Well, where isn't the Muslim Brotherhood these days? I mean, the Muslim Brotherhood is in Iraq as well. I mean, they're in almost every country in the Middle East, aren't they?
They are in 100 countries around the world, and I think they are, right now, effectively the largest Islamist organization on earth. Each branch is a little different, and they go for different things, but their ideology is absolutely the same. It is the same xenophobic, radical ideology that was the cornerstone of the organization back in Egypt in the late 1920s.
So, Jonathan, has King Abdullah put himself in an untenable position? Because it seems to me, and I'm looking at your article now, if he allows the Muslim Brotherhood a democratic, open and fair system, they'll win and close it down. If he doesn't, they'll take to the streets and demonstrate. How do you solve that if you're King Abdullah?
This is the tough thing. I mean, I think he's got to ride out this storm, number one. What he'll do, I think, for the interim is allow the Brotherhood to stand in the elections and to free up the laws. Let's say the Brotherhood does gain that majority in Parliament, then the king has his veto. So the king will effectively smack down anything that the Brotherhood puts up, Sharia law, abrogating the peace treaty, and that's the way this would work for the short term. The question that I have is how long can that system be sustained? Mm-hmm. Certainly the king would try to do that for as long as he could, but my question is how long will, for example, the army stand for this? How long will the Palestinian population, making up something like 70% of the Hashemite kingdom, how long will they stand for this?
What happens if the Muslim Brotherhood, becomes a large part of the parliament in, say, Jordan or another country in the relationship? Because the Muslim Brotherhood is Sunni, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens with that relationship compared to Iran? Or, obviously, what choice do we make as the United States between Iran or the Muslim Brotherhood?
Well, the sad fact is that you don't have to make a choice. We've seen the Brotherhood come to power. Actually, Egypt's neighbor to the south, Sudan, in 1989 witnessed the rise of a Muslim Brotherhood government. There was a coup that brought Omar al-Bashir to power. This is now, of course, the man who's being hunted for war crimes for what's happened in that country. And his Muslim Brotherhood government was funded and trained by Iran.
Okay. Bottom line, Jonathan, and I want you to be perfectly upfront with me. If my daughter asked to go back to Amman this summer, should I say no this time?
Well, I would be a little bit more nervous, but I don't see, obviously it's hard to predict these things, but I don't see, there's only been one bout of violent unrest during all of this sort of contagion that we've seen sweeping the region, and that was last Friday, where there was a clash between government protesters and non-government protesters. So far this has not been violent, but again, my question is, how long can this be contained, and at what point does the Muslim Brotherhood there become emboldened and really start challenging the regime in the same way that we've seen, in Bahrain and in Yemen and Egypt and Tunisia and beyond?
Correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll have to get out on this, but I would also have to believe that if you're Hamas in Gaza and you're seeing a growing Muslim Brotherhood in Jordan and a growing Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and who knows where else, you've got to be a little bit emboldened again, a little bit more emboldened against Israel, correct?
Oh, they are loving it.
Sure.
They can't wait. And by the way, the West Bank government is now asking Hamas to join them in a unity government, which obviously also bolsters the standing of Hamas. Hamas is winning throughout all of this.
Jonathan, good to talk to you. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Jonathan Schanzer, Vice President Research, Foundation of Defense of Democracies, just worked for the Treasury Department in finance terrorism.
My daughter is spending the summer in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Neiman.
I have to say, Grandy, because I was all in favor of her going last time around.
Not this time, right?
I wouldn't.
No.
Not right now.
Slam dunk. Not happening. And you know what the good thing is? I don't think she wants to go now.
6:44.